It's Sean Bowden. Sometimes walking away is not giving up, it's peace of mind, it's survival. A lot of us have had to walk away from marriages, relationships, best friends, jobs, just situations that were draining us. Musicians are no different. Sometimes they're drained by their loss of privacy or the demands of the industry itself driving them crazy with saying, hey, come up with another album. A lot of reasons why people walk away from fame and big opportunities and incredible money. We talk about those artists and a lot more on Rock History Book. The J.D. Salinger of songwriting. Famous for heartfelt soul hits like Ain't No Sunshine, Lean On Me, and Lovely Day, Bill Withers delivered emotionally rich, minimalist R&B that earned him multiple Grammys. His albums like Still Bill and Just As I Am became classics of 1970s soul. But in the mid-1980s, tired of label interference and uninterested in the fame machine, Withers walked away from music completely. He never returned to touring or recording, choosing instead a very quiet life. Bill Withers died on March 30th, 2020. Cat Stevens, now known as Yosef Islam. As Cat Stevens, he was one of the most beloved singer-songwriters of the 70s, with hits like Wild World, Father and Son, and the landmark album Tea for the Tillerman. In 1977, he converted to Islam, changed his name to Yosef Islam, and turned his focus to faith, education, and humanitarian work. He stayed away from music for nearly 30 years before returning, sporadically, under his new name, but always on his terms. Lauryn Hill. Hill rose to fame with the Fugees before releasing her one and only album, but it was a classic, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill from 1998. It won 5 Grammys and produced hits like Doo-Wop, That Thing, and X Factor. But overwhelmed by fame, lawsuits, and industry pressure, Hill stepped away from mainstream music. Though she'd perform occasionally, she largely avoided commercial recording. In fact, her absence became as iconic as her brief, brilliant peak. Jim Morrison of The Doors. Morrison was the voice and poetic heart of The Doors, delivering hits like Light My Fire, Riders on the Storm, and Break On Through, and amazing albums like their 1967 self-titled debut, Strange Days and L.A. Woman. By 1971, worn down by legal troubles, addiction, and the trappings of celebrity, Morrison fled to Paris to escape it all. Though it's arguable, many thought he would never come back and that he had it with The Doors. Though there are a lot of conflicting reports surrounding this, because his hiatus was short. Morrison died of heart failure in a bathtub just months later. That was July 3rd, 1971. And yes, there are a lot of conspiracy theories surrounding Jim Morrison's death. Del Shannon. Shannon burst onto the scene in 1961 with the song Runaway, a #1 hit featuring his distinctive falsetto. Other hits like Hats Off to Larry quickly followed, but fame proved difficult. Though he kept recording, he increasingly avoided the limelight and declined multiple comeback opportunities. Behind the scenes, he battled depression. He took his own life February 8, 1990. Bobby Darin. Darin was a pop icon, scored hits across genres, from the swing of Mac the Knife to the romantic ballad Beyond the Sea. His versatility made him a superstar in the 50s and 60s. And we should mention, Bobby Darin was also married to another celebrity, Sandra Dee. Their romance was one of the most iconic, tumultuous love stories of the early 1960s, a mix of whirlwind romance, career pressures, and personal demons. But after a serious heart condition and political disillusionment in the late 60s, he withdrew to Big Sur, grew a beard, and briefly vanished from the public. When he returned, it was with folk-inspired music that reflected his inner transformation. He died December 20th, 1973. Enya. Known for her ethereal hits like Only Time and Orinoco Flow, Enya came from a musical family. They were in a band called Clannad, which Enya was part of for a short time. As a solo artist, she produced albums like Watermark and Shepherd Moons, without ever touring. I think a lot of people forget that. Enya never toured. When she performed on TV, she was lip-syncing. Besides, it was impossible to recreate those vocal performances. She lives reclusively in a castle in Ireland, rarely giving interviews, and avoids fame completely. Her career is a rare case of achieving superstardom on her own ultra-private terms. Sixto Rodriguez. He released 2 albums in the early 1970s, Cold Fact and Coming from Reality, which were both flops in the US. Unbeknownst to him, he became a cultural icon in apartheid-era South Africa. He walked away working manual labor jobs in Detroit until the 2012 documentary Searching for Sugar Man. It revealed his hidden legacy. Even after being rediscovered, he never really chased the spotlight. He died August 8th, 2023. Gene Clark of the Byrds. As a founding member of that iconic band, Clark helped pioneer folk rock music with hits like Mr. Tambourine Man and 8 Miles High. His 1974 solo album, No Other, was later hailed as a masterpiece. But Clark struggled with anxiety, substance abuse, and industry politics. He repeatedly withdrew from touring and declined high-profile reunions. He just wanted to make music and not be a star. He died May 24th, 1991. Arthur Lee and the band Love. Lee was a frontman of groundbreaking 60s band Love, best known for their psychedelic masterpiece Forever Changes. Though hailed as a genius, Lee's refusal to play the fame game kept Love from achieving widespread success. After falling out with the industry and serving prison time, he lived a quiet life, occasionally returning to perform, but never chasing stardom again. He died August 3rd, 2006. Remember, if you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal link at the top of every one of our videos for this channel, Rock History Book, which is kind of our documentary-style channel, and also our interviews channel, which is Rock History Music. If you want to help out, we'd appreciate that because YouTube's been up and down as far as trying to make a living lately. Also, join our Patreon. You'll get early access to hundreds of video clips for $6 and change. If you want to buy a Rock History Music cap or jacket or t-shirt, the links to our Teespring store right at the very top of the description. And when you subscribe, we hope you do, click the bell notification. Don't miss anything. Share our videos on the appropriate groups or your timeline if you like. We'd appreciate that on Facebook or any one of the social media platforms that you use. Like our videos and comment on them. We read all the comments. I'm John Bowden. This is Rock History Book. Take care.